Lesson 8-3, volume of spheres. Another volume formula for another shape that is not square, it's round. Okay, a sphere is a ball, a basketball. The sun is a sphere. Our earth is a sphere. The moon is a sphere. Anything like that, the dodgeball that I will be pelting you with later in the school year is a sphere. So we're going to find the volume of spheres, and we're also going to find the volume of hemispheres. Remember, hemi, that first prefix there, means half. So it would be half of a sphere, and we'll talk about how to do that as we roll along. So, volume of a sphere has its own formula as well. Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so the cubed is the new thing. Please do not fall into the trap and only square things. We are cubing now. Very, very important. Okay, so any of these problems are fair game. Let's go ahead and hit number 1. Our formula is volume equals 4/3 times pi, which is, we're going to use 3.14, times r. The radius of a sphere is from the center of the sphere out to the edge, just like a circle. So from the center of the sphere out to any edge of that sphere is the radius, and that is a 40 millimeter radius, and we are going to cube that. So, again, the volume of a sphere formula is plug and chug. Once you get all the information into the right spots, you go ahead and you do the work. So when you plug and chug all that, your answer is 267,946.7 cubic millimeters. Now you're thinking, there's no way that that's right. That is a humongous number. But remember, you are cubing 40. 40 cubed is 64,000. And then you're multiplying 64,000 by 3.14 and by 4/3, both of which are bigger than 1, which will make the answer get larger. So this answer is exactly right. 267,946.7 is the right answer. So don't fear, don't fret if you get an answer that's this large. Spheres can hold a lot of stuff, especially, notice, this one's being measured in millimeters. Millimeters are very small. So it makes sense that there's a lot of cubic millimeters inside of something. Okay? But again, the sphere formula is just plug and chug. You plug the numbers in, you work it out, and you're good. Now you see here 3 and 4 are hemispheres. Hemispheres obviously are half spheres. Okay, it's like we live in the northern hemisphere on the earth. Okay, we're on the north side. Brazil's down in the southern hemisphere. So the hemisphere formula is the same as the sphere formula, except, as you guessed, it's 1/2 of a sphere. So we'd put a 1/2 times 4/3 times pi times r cubed. Okay, so 1/2 times 4/3 times pi, which is 3.14, sorry about that, and then r, in this case, is 7, and then you do 7 cubed. Remember, multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. Multiplying by 4/3 is the same thing as multiplying by 4 and then dividing by 3. So you can use that strategy if your calculator doesn't do fractions. Okay, so then it's just a plug and chug. 7 to the 3rd power is 343. And then you would multiply 343 times all of those numbers. And when you get done, you end up with a volume of 718.0. And again, hook a teacher up with a unit, centimeters cubed. Okay, we read that cubic centimeters. So that hemisphere would hold 718 cubic centimeters of stuff, sand, water, whatever it is that you're filling it up with. Okay. Now, as you can see here, there are word problems, but again, you're just looking for the key words. The radius of a basketball is 4 inches. Okay, so they gave you the radius, plug and chug. A necklace has a single pearl with a radius of 2.1 millimeters. Again, plug and chug. There are problems that you will see where they will give you the volume and ask you what the radius of that is. And when that does happen, okay, the opposite of cubing something is the cube root. And we've done cube roots in this class, so you know what that's all about. Okay, all right, that's the volume of a sphere. Plug and chug. Don't overthink it. Okay, just make sure that you're always plugging in a radius, because as you can see right here, sometimes it's a diameter, and we know that we need to cut that in half.